So welcome, I'm Doraine. This is my go-to practice in the morning, especially if I wake up achy. I will often get up out of the bed, get right down onto the floor, and this is the little series that I go through. So Stephanie is going to be our guinea pig for the day. So what I want is for Stephanie's head to be supported, and I want her legs up on something, could be a little bit higher, so that her legs were a little bit more in a right angle. But this is perfectly fine. You don't want something so high that the legs are beyond the right angle. So here, Stephanie, just find your breath. If you know how to do ujjayi breathing, where you can tighten the back of your throat just a little bit so that you hear your own breath, this is a really good place to practice that for a good minute. Awareness of breath, and feel your body just sink into the floor. If you feel your mind wandering all over the place, you can come back to your breath, or you can just let it wander. Now, Stephanie, bring both feet forward, so your knees forward, heels stay on the support. If this is a chair or a couch or one of these little things, even a stool will work. And now take your hands and place them around the right knee. Nope, don't take your foot off. Foot stays right there. Yes, so you're not trying to draw your knee towards your chest. And this one can come back out where it was. Okay, so now just the right knee is in, and what you're looking for is for the pressure of your hands to drop this thigh bone down into the hip socket. And as you sit with this, it is possible that the knee is going to come a little farther forward, but that's not necessarily your goal. Your goal is to feel the downward press and a little bit of opening in the back of the hip socket. So let your body do it naturally, and if there's movement, great. If there's not, it doesn't matter. Just feel the thigh bone sinking downward. You can do this for 30 to 45 seconds. You can do it for 2 minutes. So it depends on how much time you have and how achy you feel. If you're feeling really achy, a nice slow practice of these few poses will make a huge difference in the way you feel. Slow, easy breaths. Again, you can continue the ujjayi breathing. Stephanie, keep that foot right, that knee right where it is, and draw the other leg up to meet. And just notice if you feel a difference. I can see a difference. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this knee is here and this knee is here. And it's simply because of the sinking of that bone in the socket. All right, so let this first leg go back to, and the hands come around the opposite leg this time. The heel is still supported and the pressure is downward. If you have a favorite meditation that you listen to on a phone, this is a really nice place to just play that, because once you know the movement, then you can do it and have your mind attending to this becoming an actual meditation, type of meditation practice. Stay with your breath. Notice maybe there's incremental movement that you feel as the thigh bone sinks, the hip socket opens. You may or may not feel it. But you give your body the chance to slowly open. I love doing this first thing in the morning. I generally have to get up and go to the bathroom and then go right to the floor. You could do it in your bed, but honestly it's not quite as effective when you're not on something that's solid. Your mattress will let your body sink and the floor doesn't. Slow, easy breaths. Draw that other knee up to meet this one. You can put one hand on each knee and just notice how you feel. Find your breath. Now I'm going to ask Stephanie to drop her knees over to the side. So you're going to take your feet with you. You're going to come into a twist. Soft. This hand, the back hand, stays on your waist. Thumb and fingers pointing towards your belly. You want your feet soft. So I would even say to Stephanie to bring her feet a little farther forward. So this is a real soft 90-degree angle. And let this hand just rest on the floor so you're not forcing this knee down. You can turn your head towards the ceiling. And now you use your breath and gravity to let this shoulder soften. Let your hand be soft. You're not trying to hold anything. Each breath lets that shoulder descend just a little more. No forcing. You might stay here for 30 seconds, you might stay here for 2 or 3 minutes. And you can't see from the back on the video, you'll see on the other side, but Stephanie's elbow is still about this far from the floor. So I want her hand to stay right where it is. The longer she stays here, the more the body will soften. The more the shoulder will soften. And eventually, the elbow might come to the floor. But we're not forcing. Through your breath, allow yourself to soften. When you're ready to come out of this, you're going to roll right back onto your back. Your heels are going to come back to your support. Pause for just a moment and just notice how you feel. And then you're going to roll the other way. Legs come to the floor, feet come to the floor. This angle softens. This hand is resting. And this one is on the waist. Find your breath. Everything softens each breath. One side's going to be different from the other. If you find that one knee wants to pull away from the other knee, Stephanie's are not, but mine generally do, then you might want a blanket in between the knees for support, because you want this fully supported so that the body can completely soften. I want to show you what would happen as Stephanie's body softens a little bit more. I'm just going to let her elbow come down to the floor. And if your elbow comes to the floor, then you can straighten your arm, but you're not trying to come to a T. You're just coming to a soft, supported arm. And if we were looking at Steph from above, her arms are almost in the same position away from her body. And then roll yourself back onto your back. Bring your feet back to your support. Square yourself up. Take a moment to breathe. Good. Now I'm going to take the support away, and you're going to bring your feet to the floor and come to windshield wipers. And just notice whether you go fast or whether you go slow. There's not a right or wrong, but which one tends to give your body the sense that you're restfully waking up? The feet can be apart, as Stephanie's are. They could also be close together, or they could be a little bit wider. It totally depends on your body. And this will happen if you have a dog at home. Please. I would do a full minute of windshield wipers. Sometimes I count, sometimes I do 30 to each side. Depends on what my brain is doing, whether it wants to wander or whether it wants to focus. And occasionally you'll get that nice little pop in your low back. It feels like it releases something. Sometimes it doesn't come until close to 30. Bring yourself back to the center. And we're going to come to a bridge. So notice if you want the blanket under your head or not. If you keep the blanket under your head, then you're not going to come up super high. You're not really trying for a back bend bridge here anyway, so just up and down. Your speed. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. And I generally do about 30. Really pay attention to what you feel in your body here. Pay attention to where your tailbone is reaching. Pay attention to the shift of weight as you come up. That weight shifts toward the shoulders. What you don't want to do here is find yourself in a really deep back bend in the low back. So reach the tailbone up towards your knees. I've lost count, so we'll do 2 more. And bring your knees into your chest. Feel a nice stretch. If it would feel good to rock side to side, you can. And then you're going to make your way up towards hands and knees.
Ready? Place.
Grab your blocks. And we're coming to a lunge, so if you need a blanket under your knees, add that. Come to a 90-90 lunge. And then, without taking your body forward, scoot your foot forward a little more. There we go. Hands on your blocks. Find your windshield wipers right here before you move. So front foot pulls back, back foot pulls forward. So you feel your pelvis square. And then push your knee forward into a lunge. Weight on the blocks, your hands, and then drop your chin to your chest. You can come farther forward. Okay, let this soften. Let your head drop. There you go. Chin to chest. That's it. You feel the stretch. Yeah, so you'll feel this is fascial, so you'll feel this nice long stretch from here all the way down. And you may have to move the blocks to position, but you want the weight, you want some of your hands to carry some of the weight so that you can relax the shoulders down. And as weird as this seems, because it looks like you're doing a forward fold, this is still a back bend. And if you can stay here 30 seconds, you can stay here a minute. That's probably long enough for Steph. You back out of it, swap your legs, bring the other foot forward. Okay, so you're in this 90-90. Take your foot forward, square your pelvis, and find your hands, shift into the lunge, and let your chin drop. And let your chest round a little bit. Good. You'll know when you're there because you'll feel this stretch down the backside of your body. One thing that I can see in Steph's body is that she's having a hard time letting the block carry her weight. So you might stack the block, This is not a good way to do it, but if you had a second block, you see how now you can
Yeah.
put the weight into the block.
Your arms are too short.
Yeah. So am I. And then come up. Nice. And now you're done. You're ready to get up and go for your day.
So good. Oh, that's a goodie.